A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a troubling revelation, recent data from an Israel-based human rights organization, Physicians for Human Rights, Israel, PHRI, indicates that at least 98 Palestinians have died in custody since October 2023. However, this number may be significantly understated, as hundreds of detainees from the Gaza Strip remain unaccounted for. PHRI's report highlights the dire situation faced by Palestinians in Israeli detention facilities, citing causes of death that include physical violence, medical neglect, and malnutrition. The organization employed a combination of freedom of information requests, forensic reports, and interviews with lawyers, activists, and family members to compile this report. The Israeli authorities have only shared comprehensive data for the initial 8 months of the ongoing conflict, revealing an alarming average of 1 death every 4 days among Palestinian detainees. The military's last update regarding deaths in custody was in May 2024, while the Israel Prison Service, IPS, provided its latest figures in September 2024. In the time since, PHRI researchers have identified an additional 35 deaths in detention, which were confirmed with Israeli authorities. Despite these findings, Naji Abbas, the director of the Prisoners and Detainees Department at PHRI, cautioned that the numbers still do not reflect the full extent of the tragedy. Even though we are providing evidence for a higher number of deaths than previously reported, this is not a full picture, he stated, emphasizing that many more individuals likely died in custody without any record. Investigations reveal that the majority of Palestinian prisoners who have died in Israeli jails were civilians. A parallel inquiry conducted by various outlets including The Guardian and Plus 972 magazine found that a military intelligence database tracking Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad fighters listed only 21 deaths in custody, despite 65 Palestinian deaths recorded by that time. The figures encompass security prisoners, a category that includes civilians held without charges or trial. The normalization of physical violence and torture within Israel's prison system has raised serious concerns among human rights advocates. Reports indicate a disturbing rise in deaths across at least 12 civilian and military facilities in Israel, a stark contrast to the 2 or 3 deaths per year recorded in the decade prior to the conflict. Abbas noted, "This isn't just an individual case here and there. It is systemic and it will continue," pointing to a culture of impunity surrounding the treatment of Palestinian detainees. To date, only 1 case of assault against detainees has resulted in a trial, leading to a mere 7-month sentence for the soldier involved. In another high-profile case involving a brutal assault, right-wing protests erupted, leading to the arrest of Israel's top military lawyer, and the suspects are now demanding the charges against them be dropped. Abbas lamented, "Despite this mass number of deaths, over 2 years no one has been arrested. There have been no charges over any killing." The tragic deaths of detainees have included well-known figures, such as Adnan al-Bursh, a 50-year-old head of orthopedics at Al-Shifa Hospital, who died after 4 months in Ofer prison. Witnesses reported he was brought to the yard by guards, visibly injured, and without clothing from the waist down shortly before his death. His body has yet to be returned to Gaza. Many other detainees who have died remain anonymous, with families often unaware of their loved ones' fates due to the Israeli military's lack of transparency. For 7 months at the start of the conflict, the military refused to provide basic information about the status of thousands of detainees, effectively implementing a policy of forced disappearance, according to PHRI. Although an email address for inquiries was established in May 2024, it has only offered limited improvements in transparency. Lawyers frequently report being told there are no records of their clients' arrests, even when such detentions have been well documented. The al-Fakawi family faced significant obstacles in learning the fate of Monir al-Fakawi, 41, and his son Yassin, 18, who were taken by Israeli forces in March 2024. Despite legal appeals, it was only after persistent efforts that they received confirmation that both men had died in custody. Under a ceasefire agreement reached in mid-October, Israel released 250 Palestinian prisoners convicted in Israeli courts and 1,700 detainees from Gaza held without charge. However, the scale of detentions remains vast, with at least 1,000 individuals still held under similar conditions. In response to the growing criticism, the Israeli military has stated that it operates in accordance with both Israeli and international law and is aware of the deaths of detainees, including those with pre-existing medical conditions. They asserted that investigations are conducted for each death, yet human rights organizations continue to express skepticism regarding the integrity of these investigations. As the situation continues to unfold, the plight of Palestinian detainees remains a pressing human rights concern, with many families left to grapple with uncertainty and loss. The ongoing conflict and the treatment of detainees underscore the urgent need for accountability and transparency in Israel's detention practices. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.